When you said you prayed for something, like what was you, when you was on the truck, what was you praying for and manifesting?
Again, I just wanted to be at home.
Okay. Are you comfortable yet?
Nah, I'm about to get comfortable because I didn't know I was going to have to do all this talk.
Not even 2 months. I think in June, I was like, hey, how you do a video? Because we need to run this video over here on the Allen Lux Studio side.
And then the crazy part is that first assignment where I had to leave.
I was nervous too. Ooh, boy, I was nervous.
It was a 3-day event.
Yes.
Hey, yo, we here though. Why? Couldn't tell you. So we're going to leave that up to Shamar.
Yes, sir. You're not going to tell them who you are and you know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is a whole episode?
It's a whole
This is a whole episode, y'all. Welcome back to Charlotte Podcast Studio. I am Tay, the studio manager here at Charlotte Podcast Studio. Let me fix my mic.
And I'm Shamar, Tay's trusty sidekick. What's happening?
So this episode, I have literally, absolutely no idea what we're doing. It's a surprise to me. So I'm handing it off to Shamar and go from there.
Surprise. Yeah, man. Nah, I just wanted this to be very relaxed and casual. Wanted to get conversation in because Tay, you've been here since late April.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to talk about, your experience thus far in here. Want to talk about you standing up the podcast itself. Are you comfortable yet?
Nah, I'm about to get comfortable because I didn't know I was going to have to do all this talking. Look, I might need to kick my shoes off. Where my slides at?
I got you some water, though, so you should be good on that part.
Yeah, I'm going to need that in a little bit, too, then.
Yeah.
I like these chairs.
Yeah.
See,
you've always hated these chairs. He would literally, where's my camera? He would literally be pushing these chairs in the back of the studio. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm telling you. These chairs are it. And now look at them. Look at them.
Chilling, man.
Acting like, he had a resort or something, propped up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, man, what's up? Talk to me. Talk to me nice about your experience, and just take us through it.
I'll put it to you this way. It's more than what I imagined, right? So for those that don't know, I'm coming here after being a truck driver for 5 years and some change, almost 5.5 years. And the whole time I was on the truck, the biggest thing that I always said was, I just want to be at home editing videos. I want to be at home with my wife and kids editing videos all day. If I got to shoot, I'll shoot. But outside of that, I just want to be at home with my wife and kids editing videos all day.
I'm sorry, gonna jump in there. You got your hand up here so I can't see you, so I have to look into the monitor to see you, and that's kind of weird.
Hey, you said get comfortable. Look, maybe I need to switch sides. Let me turn over.
Right.
Hold on. Look, you see my little foot kicking up? So it's been an experience.
Okay.
And you can't really, I don't think I can really put it into words.
Okay.
Because when you pray for something and you pray for something for so long and then it actually happens, you are in this place of awe.
Okay.
Now, to get to the original question, how has my experience been? It's been great. It's been lovely. Again, you just can't really put it into words.
When you said you prayed for something, like what was you, when you was on the truck, what was you praying for and manifesting?
Again, I just wanted to be at home.
Okay.
And if I'm going to be at home, no offense to nobody, but I don't want to work a dead 9 to 5 because I am not a robot. Okay. I wanted to have free reign. I wanted to be in a creative space, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't coming home to still be a worker bee, because that's what I call them. There's nothing wrong with being a worker bee, but being a worker bee has never worked for me, and I've been working since I was 15. So that's basically what I was praying for. Lord, you know what I'm capable of doing. You know what I want to do. You know where I want to be. And I think I told you, over the course of those last 2 years I was on the truck, I started having these visions, and these visions started manifesting.
Like, who that bald head dude? Why do I keep seeing a bald head dude? No, I'm just
No, I heard a voice, but I've never seen a face.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like those movies where the whole face is just blacked out and da-da-da-da-da. And right before I came home, one of the visions that I had was I was sitting at my my bar in the kitchen. And it's like a 9-foot long.
Yeah, can we
bar.
say it's the island because you don't drink, so it's not a bar.
It's an island. It's an island. Okay.
So I was like, he at the bar.
Yeah, that's why I was like, how can I really quickly grab that? But one of the visions that I had was me sitting there on my laptop, and all I saw was just darkness around me, kind of like a vignette.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm on my laptop, and I just see a lady in a green dress, and there's grass within this video. And for whatever reason, I got a cup sitting over here with like some hot tea or something, because at that time I wasn't drinking coffee. And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking it, and I see a lady in a green dress in the whole video. Well, once I got here, that was the test footage.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, so yeah, I did tell you. So that was the test footage. And I'm like,
Hold on,
okay.
you got to tell them though. They don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so to go back, I got off the truck. I made a phone call to one of my homeboys, and he was like, yo, we just need an editor. So I'm like, I bet. That's all I asked to come home to do anyway. So I meet up here the very next day. So I guess I called on like a Monday. I got up here on like a Tuesday. In that meeting, of course I was early because I don't like being late. If you're early, you're on time. If you're late, if you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, why you ain't call me? Type stuff, right? So I get up here, and Shamar's like, oh, so what's your name? And I'm like, Monte. He's like, that's not what I was told.
Come on, man. I didn't say go back to that.
Hey, I'm going to put it out there. So anyway, and I'm like, everybody normally calls me Tay. That's what everybody call me, somewhere.
No, the way Tay introduced himself is, hi, my name is Monte, but everybody calls me Tay. And I'm like, well, why are you saying Monte then, sir? Just, hey, I'm Tay.
Because I want you to know, like my mom didn't just name me Tay. You know what I'm saying? But during that conversation, he was like, okay, that's cool and all, but we don't really need no editor. I said, I bet. I can shoot. I said, I can do pictures and I can do video, but if you leave it up to me, I'm not taking no pictures. He said, that's fine. We got that covered. And what was it that you said? You got to find your own lane, your own spot, and earn it. So Shamar said something along those lines. I was like, all right,
exactly
cool.
what I said. Yep. Find your own lane and earn it.
And I mean, I'm still here, so I think I earned it. I think I did a little bit more than earned it, But,
Y'all know Tay. He going to go around the world. So let me jump in there. So the test video or the test edit that he's speaking of is we had did a event and gave him the footage because I wanted to see how he edit. That's how we do it in this creative space. You can tell us, hey, this is what I do, but we need to see you do it. So he was given the raw files for an event that we shot, and then he edited it. And in that edit is what you saw.
Yep.
I was kicking it over to you, Tay.
Oh,
what
I thought
he
you were
saw
still gonna
was
keep
the
going.
same thing that was in his vision. Because the lady that hosted the event, who was our client, she had on a green dress, and the event was she was standing on the porch, and everyone was sitting in the garden. So it was grass everywhere. She was in a green dress. So his vision had actually came to life in this test edit that he had to do for us. Where's my little thing so I can bring you back in?
All that he said. And that was just one of the first ones. And I didn't tell you, but I had one, what's today? Earlier this week.
Okay.
I think it was last week. Whenever the mega desk was in the middle or something. Anyway. But yeah, I had one last week. And we were talking about something. Don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but that whole moment was a vision that was given to me maybe 6 months to a year ago.
Okay.
And, I keep asking, and I keep saying, God, let me know where I'm supposed to be at. Show me where I'm supposed to be. And I told Shamar too, I said, I'm here until God moves me. And God has not given me a vision to move. That being said, y'all need to get in here. Just saying.
So I think that's dope too, though, as far as like the vision and stuff like that, because for me, like this space that everyone sees now, and because what is it? Been in here since, opened the doors May 2023. So over a year been in the space. And this is what I envisioned years ago, so when we did the grand opening, my friends and stuff were like, you've always talked about it, this and that. Yeah, I saw it. And they see it now. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm already seeing something, ahead, something down the road already. And y'all are just now seeing it. Yeah, exactly. So, I definitely get and understand that vision thing. You're saying 6 months to a year ago, you saw it and now it's here, but you're already seeing things in the future. So speaking of, the part of being in here over a year, when you came in, so April, that's technically right there at that year mark. We just completed our 12th month, and Charlotte Podcast.Studio was, it hadn't got up off the ground yet. It didn't even crawl. It wasn't even scooting. That baby was just
still
there.
Wrapped in swaddling clothes.
Yes. So, I had to focus a lot of the efforts on Allen Lux Studios, the media production company, and, the Charlotte Podcast. I'm not going to say it fell by the wayside because I was trying my best, but, what is that book that I read? Pretty much it was talking about just focusing on one thing. And I had to put my focus there. So when you came in, it's like, all right, Tay, Charlotte Podcast.Studio is not where it needs to be. These are the things that we have to get done. And you took it and ran with it, I guess. And you did a great job about that, handling that stuff as well. But I guess
appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. To me, kind of talk to us about how that was like, because you came in the door thinking that, okay, Allen Lux Studio, Charlotte Podcast.Studio, everything is, right here and everything is flowing. And then when, we unveiled the curtain and you saw Charlotte Podcast.Studio wasn't nowhere, how did that feel, and what was the feeling, and then what did you all have to do? What do you have to do to get it to where it is today?
So how far back do I need to go? I guess that's the question with this one. Do I need to
I'll
go
jump
back
in there, like all right, but go take it wherever you feel.
All right, I'm trying to find a starting point. I'll put it this way: coming in, being hyped up, because I feel that's what the conversation was after, like you said, the curtain was, pulled back. You only see the show. You don't see what the chaos is going backstage, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And after being here, we mentioned it, a few times, but it's like, y'all, I might have been here maybe a week, and I was like, yo, Shamar, I can't work here. And whatever he was doing on his phone, his face said, and I'm like, let me complete my thought. I can't work here, and there's no organization. I said, we got stuff here that needs to go upstairs, and we got stuff upstairs that needs to come downstairs. I say everything is mixed, and I don't know the difference, and I can't properly fulfill the role or the position because I can't tell the difference between photography stuff and videography stuff, and I can't tell what's podcast stuff and what's not podcast stuff. Like literally outside of that red mic, I didn't know what was what. And I went on a rant, y'all, and surprisingly, I was just waiting on Shamar to be like, now hold on now. You ain't about to come up in here and da-da-da-da-da, but there was none of that. He was just like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, I digress. He's like, no, keep going, because you're saying everything that I've already been saying. So we scheduled that for that very next week because we had stuff going on at CP, I think. And we were just like, we'll come in next week. I think we said 1 day, 2 days.
We scheduled for 1 day, yeah.
we scheduled a day, and when I say we literally got in here and tore this place up.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. It was 2 days we scheduled, but no. I take that back. It was one day scheduled, and it wasn't even me that was supposed to come in. You were coming in with somebody else. They said they couldn't make it, and then you and I decided, okay, we're gonna get in there and tackle it.
Yeah. So I think the week that I made that statement, that was the week we were supposed to come in. But then, because it is right. Because I was like, listen, I don't have time to be waiting on somebody. I need this to take place because if you seen the movie The Accountant, Ben Affleck?
No.
So in this movie, he's got I guess you can call it a special need. And in the beginning, as a kid, he's working on this puzzle, but because this one piece is missing, he freaks out.
Okay.
So as he gets older, he ends up becoming some kind of contract killer. And it's like his main thing was, I have to finish. Okay. It's not done until I can finish it. You know, that type thing. So when I came in here, it was like, I don't want to start and then I got to stop.
Yep.
And I don't want to wait for somebody that over time is being unreliable in so many different spaces. And, you know, so we got in here, we tore the whole place up. We took stuff out the cabinets, we took stuff out of storage. We rearranged this whole place. I think we might have even mopped after everything was done. Anyway.
It wasn't I mopped. Tay has never mopped this floor. I always mop this floor.
I sweep it, he mop it. We both tag the bathroom.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
But no, seriously, that was, and we did it in a few hours, so it didn't even take that long. My thing is that what Tay is saying is that we had other people that were working in the studio space prior to Tay coming. And when he went on his rant, I knew exactly what he was saying because I had already been saying all those things. But of course, I was relying on the team to do it. I was delegating that stuff and it wasn't getting done. You know,
right.
I was focused on Allen Studios yet again, and I'm delegating and the stuff's not getting done. So when Tay is telling me, I ain't feel no type of way because I was like, I know. And I wanted to hear that because if he's telling me this, then that shows that we're like-minded. That shows that, okay, he needs to work in an organized space as well because I do too. And then on top of that, it is, let's put some action behind that. So when he said, all right, what day can you get up there? Let's do it. And we knocked it out that day, put on some music and knocked it out. I'm like, okay. So not only are you aware of what's happening, you're actually putting some action behind it. And it's been clean ever since and organized. You can find things. On a daily basis, we would always ask, where's this? Where's that? Where is this? And I think now probably ask once a week. And that's only if we've taken some of the equipment outside of the studio to go do an event or something.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Because we know where everything is now. And it's just us. So now it's just us. I mean, we got an intern, but theoretically.
What he's saying is we've rectified the situation.
Yeah, so it's just us. So I don't have to come in and say, hey, Shamar, where's the tripod for the teleprompter? Because we said we don't use that tripod for anything but the teleprompter. Why are we taking the teleprompter down and putting it back up? Yes, we have a teleprompter. So you don't have to memorize your script. We got you. So like it's sitting over there. You probably can't see it. But yeah, man, we just
systems in place.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit because Tay, he didn't have experience in podcasting, you know, the equipment. I mean, of course, he's audio, so he knew mixer and things like that. But as far as overall podcasting and some of the equipment that we're using here, how was that experience? Because you was like, I don't know what this stuff is. What is it? Somebody has to tell me. So how was that experience outside of the people, you know, just you personally coming into something that you're not aware of, and now you know you have the responsibility of learning it and actually doing it?
I'm going to do my research before I ask questions. But when you come into a space, so any job you get, you go in and there's supposed to be someone there to train you on how to do the job. Well, I really wasn't getting a lot of training. I had to literally just watch because it's like, well, we're gonna get here at 1 to set up. So I will come in at 12:30 so I can be here early to, really see and ask questions in the process of everything. And I would find out, oh, everything's been set up since 12. Well, the client ain't coming in till 2. And I need to learn this stuff. Why? So it got to the point where, okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. And I literally spent days and weeks on YouTube.
YouTube University.
Yes, YTU. I went on YouTube, learning how to set up the lights, how the lights need to be angled, da-da-da-da-da. And I used to tell Shamar, because so for people that don't know, you have to have a code or a thumbprint to get into this door. There's no such thing as just walking in. True. And I told Shamar, I said, listen, I need my thumbprint on the door. I need to be scanned in.
I got quiet.
I'm not waiting.
I got quiet, y'all, because I'm like, listen, every time I issue a thumbprint, people go crazy. And I'm like, I'm not ready for that again. I don't know. But he wasn't letting up.
And you told me that. You said, I don't know, Tay.
Right.
Because usually when I give people that thumbprint, that's when everybody want to come in and they quit and start doing stupid stuff. And my response was,
he said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. And I hear you. I've heard this before.
I heard that before. And I'm like, but you ain't hear from me.
Right.
Because I'm different. If I tell you that I ain't going nowhere, And I told you, I said, I'm not going anywhere until God tells me to move.
Mm-hmm. You did.
And I think Shamar had to just take a couple of days to really work that. And I called one day and I was like, yo, you at the studio? Yeah, I'm here. What's up? I'm on my way because the only way I'm going to learn how to do this podcast stuff is if I come in and do it myself. And in the midst of this, I can't lie. For me to lie, it's weird.
Yeah.
It don't feel right. And then I typically end up laughing and smiling. And I'm like, bro, I can't. I'm lying. And I know I'm lying. So if I say I don't know, trust me. I'm telling you I don't know because I'm still processing. So I don't tell you a lie. But, in the midst of everything, I got a phone call and it was like, yo, what you doing? What's up? Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm here trying to learn these setups. Man, why you ain't tell me you was going up there? I'd have came. And I'm like, nah, bro, I been told you.
Oh, that's not me, by the way.
No, that's not Shamar. And I'm like, I've been told you that I needed to learn this stuff because if you're not here, if you can't get here and I can't be sitting here looking like a fool without my pants on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that song? If you don't worry about it. Go Google it.
Fool with your pants on the ground.
Right. Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. But to sit and learn, and I'm asking Shamar, I'm asking you, and you're like, I really don't deal with that stuff. So I really don't know. So
I just buy it. I don't be knowing what this stuff do.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So I literally had to start coming, and I was coming in almost every day, just doing different setups. Okay, what's another way we can set this stuff up? Okay, what's another place that we can use? Okay, da-da-da-da-da. So the whole thing was really just self-taught outside of YouTube videos. So I'm checking audio. I went to Full Sail, so I know audio, but I had to figure out how to make it work with what we have here. Headphones, microphones. Okay, well, I see we use these cameras and we use these lenses. Okay, bet. That's video. That's no problem. I can get that set up. Okay, well, we need to change this out and we need to change that out. And I mean, before we had a mega desk, it was literally just, I don't even see the table, but
it's
everything was, so everything was on a roller table. And I'm like, yo, this what we do?
And when you say everything, it was only the monitor, the mixer, and the switcher, and the computer. So the cameras weren't even attached to it. But, Tay's ambitious is what I'm hearing, and he took it upon himself to learn it, for whatever reason, he decided to. And again, I'm noticing this stuff. I'm taking heed to everything. Like, okay, this man is going up there, spending hours in there just learning and practicing doing,
Used to call and text me and be like, bruh, go home. And I'm like,
yes,
it's only 6:30. I got until 10. I ain't going nowhere.
Like, go home. And then after you personally learned it, you had the luxury of being sarcastic here, people. you had the luxury of documenting. Because I said, if it ain't documented, it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to transfer that knowledge to someone else, because you can't hoard the information. We're building a team here. We're building an empire, people. You know, I say people all the time, Tay. Listen, one thing Tay is going to do, Tay is going to observe people and call them out on what they do. So he always be like, yeah, good people. Like Shamar says, all right, good people. I say people all the time.
Yeah. I say bruh all the time. I just can't find myself saying bro. I can't do it.
It's bruh.
Bruh.
But shoot, I forgot what I was saying. Good people. Oh, we're building an empire here, good people. So we have to transfer the knowledge on, because I can't keep Tay stuck on the mega desk. You know, he has to be able to train somebody else to run the desk, and then now he has other responsibilities. Just like I had to train people to do the photography and stuff, because if I'm just behind the camera, I can't be out here, you know, creating and closing new deals and stuff. So
shaking hands and kissing babies.
That's what I call it. Shaking hands, kiss babies, and making the things happen. So, you know, now that you have to actually document it and stuff, kind of walk through that, doing the documentation, getting it, and then you have to do the training so that it is, because everybody learns differently. Everybody receives information differently. So kind of talk about that experience.
So there was a day where the other guy came in, and I don't even know if you were here or not. I don't think you were here. No, I think you were here that day. You were just upstairs. But he comes in, and I don't even think he was supposed to come in that day. I think he just showed up. And non-sarcastically, I'm kind of glad he did, because I didn't have to force myself to figure it out before the client came in the next morning. And when he was talking about everything, I was, if I remember correctly, I was taking pictures and taking notes. And everything that I had,
y'all was supposed to, because I asked him to do it that day, and then I messaged you and said, make sure you take pictures and everything. So yeah, that training or that setup / training session that was supposed to happen, it was the next day or whenever. Yeah, the next day when a client came, wasn't supposed to be here and came. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we came in, and everything that he went through, everything he covered, I literally documented. And I just sat there and I created a Google Doc. That way it could be shared to whoever, whenever. And once we did that, which was a virtual podcast setup, I think that's when I was asking questions about a regular podcast setup. And again, that saved the Google Docs as well. So when people do come in, or even if I forget, so let's say, for instance, we plug up the ATM and we're getting ready to go virtual, and it's like the camera's not working. Why is the camera not working? I have to pull, at that time, I was pulling it back up, and I'm like, oh, it's literally the USB-C cable from the ATM going to the Mac Mini. And that's as simple as it was, but I could have been here for minutes, hours, trying to figure out something that simple had we not gone through that, or had I not documented it. So being able to document that stuff is like we say, if it's not documented, it doesn't exist. And yes, we've got training videos that still need to be done, but at the end of it all, it's all on me.
Yep.
And like you said, me being ambitious is gonna get done.
Right.
But my thing is, do I focus more on getting this document together, you know, for lack of words, knowing nobody's here right now but us, or do I focus on making sure that whatever we do for the client is set up prior to? Because sometimes I'll come in the day before and set stuff up, make sure everything works, make sure we good, you know, we good with everything, and then go from there. But I mean, I don't really know what else to say. That the whole experience is just, I guess that also comes from me being a manager. Like, I've been working since I was 15.
Yep.
And ever since I got out of fast food, part of what I would do was cover the manager's role at XYZ job. And I know how important a lot of the small stuff is, not just to us, but if and when we get an intern at that point, or, when we get people that want to come in and want to learn, and, we get to the point where we can hire people.
Right.
It's going to get done, and it's got to be done. Like, even with the intern that we have now, it's like, okay, I got to double check this stuff. And he read through it, and I said, okay, show me what you read. And he was able to pretty much set the podcast up, or a basic podcast setup like what we are in right now, with very little questions. It was more of so do I put it this way or do I put it that way? Or how close should the cameras be? It wasn't anything extra or eccentric. It was just he read it and he understood.
All right. So what y'all are hearing is that Tay has had to stand up this brand in a very short amount of time. On top of those things, because we did not have procedures in place, we did not have processes, we did not have systems. It was whoever is running that podcast that day, they're doing it their way. But now we have a structured way of doing it. And then on top of that, I said, Tay, we need to get our podcast up and running. And Tay's not only has he never run or recorded podcasts before, he's never hosted one. So, but you know what? I jokingly said, you be keeping me busy. I done threw a lot of stuff at you now that we talking about it. So True. You've never produced a podcast. You've never been a talent on a podcast. And you had to get all that done. And I mean, when I say in a matter of a couple of weeks, I don't even remember how long it was, but it wasn't that long of a time before you was like, all right, Shamar, we need to get in there and start shooting. But the level of understanding of how to, produce one, script one out and everything, you got that done very quickly. So let's hear that.
That just goes to, some people, they go to a buffet and all they get is fried chicken, right? Well, in this case, I went to the buffet and I was served a plate.
Okay.
And I had to eat what was given, regardless of what it was. And it's one of those things of, again, I got to finish. I don't like sitting around and I got a lot of stuff on my plate. So what y'all don't know is when we do these events, these podcasts, I typically don't have to give Shamar a deadline anymore to say, hey, I'm going to have it to you by such and such time. And if I do, is because, okay, look, we got this, and this going on. And, then I got this going on at home, like football, softball games and stuff like that. And I'll get it to you by Friday. And this could be Monday. Shamar's like, all right, cool. Well, Shamar might wake up Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and I've knocked out everything, right?
Right.
So to dial back, I forgot what the original question was. I know what it is.
Told y'all he'd be talking.
I know what it is. What is it again?
Creating this channel, this podcast.
So I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even want to do the podcast. I was fighting it. I ain't even want to do it. I said, no, that's for you and the other guy. I'll just record it. And, after everything that took place, like, well, you got to take over the podcast, right? You know this is on you, right? And I'm like looking around trying to figure out who he talking to. And it had to be me because wasn't nobody here but me and him. And to be able to do it, again, you're giving me something to do. And because I know if it don't get done, we can't move forward.
Right.
That was one of the things I said too. If I don't do it, who will? And
nobody.
Basically. And it just got to the point where it's like, okay, listen, this is my day job. And if we don't do certain things, there's no money coming in. If I don't do certain things, there's no money coming in. So it was all around the whole thing of all this is in my hands.
Yep.
and it's got to get done. And I can't keep sitting around waiting for Shamar to come up with this and come up with that and find clients and do this and do that. It was more like a, Tay, I don't know what to tell you. You had to figure it out. You figure it out, you let me know. And I said, oh, well, me being a little stubborn as I am, you gonna put, it's on me. I got you. And then that's when it turned around to, all right, Shamar, we got this done. What we doing?
Yep.
And it's like, huh? No, bro, it's done. I did what you asked. What's next? And like he said, like, bro, look, you done send me like 5 videos. I ain't even got to the second one. And he'll send me one trying to keep me occupied. One video. And what I used to do, once I watched those videos or you would ask me, hey, check this out, let me know your thoughts, I would literally write a whole page.
Dissertation, yes.
I gave a whole page of everything that I saw, everything that I recognized. I was pretty much writing an essay without writing an essay. And my bullet points and everything. And Shamar be like, bro, you want me to read all that?
And I done stopped sending him videos because of that. I'm not about to read that.
Well, that explains it. Look, you gave me a job. I'm going to do my job. And I'm going to hold myself accountable.
And then 3 months in, so he had already, I swear, it was May. So he got here late April. May, it was, all right, studio manager, run Charlotte Podcast Studio, please do your thing over there. And then, 2 months after that, I believe. Not even 2 months. I think in June, I was like, hey, how you do a video? Because we need to run this video over here on the Alan Lux Studio side. We need, some changes are going to be coming our way. So, he's now lead videographer of Charlotte Pod. I keep saying Charlotte Podcast because we own Charlotte Podcast.
That's where we at.
Excuse me, check my shirt out. That's what I mean. Alan Lux Studios. I'm like, because I need you over there as well. So I don't know how you do it. And it's funny because people tell me they don't know how I do all the things that I do too, but to see it in action, like, oh, you juggling all that stuff over there on the Charlotte Podcast side, and I'm pulling you in every step of the way for the Alan Lux side. We get it all done,
and we get it done in a reasonable amount of time.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I could throw up all the replies from our clients up on the screen. They always talk about how the quick turnaround. Oh my God, this is amazing. And the quality. The quality too, people, So yeah. Boy, it's been a nice run. Yeah. But guess what? We got way more work to do.
Oh, we do.
We got a lot, y'all.
We do. And I'll say this too, y'all. He really set the bar lower than what I expected. Because you were like, listen, we had a 7. I said, we had a 7. He said, we had a 7. I'm okay if we go down to a 6, but we cannot go below a 5. We cannot go below a 5. If you
Let's be clear. I just wonder, because I don't know if they know, because I was like, set the bar low. What is he talking about? But he's talking about as far as I had the conversation with him as far as, listen, we're making some changes over here and we need to make sure that we don't negatively impact our clients. So if they're accustomed to one person that has been doing all of their video, we need to make sure that we can maintain and sustain that same level of quality. And I said, if we're at a 7 now, then I'm okay dropping to a 6 briefly, knowing that we will get back up to the 7 and exceed it. But there's no way we're going to drop to a 5 because that'll negatively impact my clients, and therefore we would lose clients. So that's what he means by that.
And then the crazy part is that first assignment where I had to lead.
I was nervous too. Ooh, boy, I was nervous.
It was a 3-day event.
Yes.
He gave me a 3-day event and said, can you at least make it a 6? 3 days, y'all. That's like 2 points per day. And we didn't hear anything back from the client negatively. And I had
it wouldn't have went out the door if it was something that I didn't think was of our standard. So he met and exceeded the 6.
let me put it to you
right,
this
though.
way. I ain't putting no garbage out because that's my name.
Mm-hmm.
If it look bad, I will scrap the whole project and start over. Second, nobody's going to say, that's what Alan Luck Studios over there doing now. And third.
Well, somebody probably did say that, but not the clients. But I'm sure somebody said that.
I'm pretty sure somebody says that about everything. But the thing is, show me you can do better. And that's not taking shots. That's like being dead serious. Because on a side note, that's something that has always been something to me. Like, if I know I can take a better picture than you, hey, look, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. If I know I can shoot a better music video than you, I'm going, hey, look, next time, try to do this.
Right.
And if I know I can capture an event better than you, I'm going to let you know, hey, next time you do an event, try doing this, try doing that. But if you can do better than me and I know you can do better, I'm calling, I'm asking questions. Hey, man, how did you do this? Well, how did you know to do that? Well, how did you capture? Because again, in my space, I'm only trying to get better. I'm not trying to be stagnant. Like, even when we do events, I don't think I ever mentioned this to you, but when we do events, I try hard not to make every event the same. So if we do a corporate event, I want it to look different than the last one. Mm-hmm. If we doing a birthday party, I want it to look different than the last birthday party. For instance, we did a Sweet 16 and we did a 50th. Those videos were two completely different videos, you know, and my thing is too, what's the vibe I get from the client and the event, you know, because you ask me like, why do you keep using jazz? Well, they playing jazz.
Boy, so love that jazz.
I'm trying to give them what they got when they were there. You know, we did another birthday party, a 70th birthday. That was nowhere close to any of the other, you know, birthdays that we did. You know, we just did a 2-day event. I can't make that look like the 3-day event because those are two completely different feelings, you know, but.
All right, we're on the tarmac, guys. Yeah, we're on the tarmac. We about to taxi in. Don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah.
So just wrapping it up in my mind. It's been a hell of a ride, you know, since April, and we got a journey ahead of us as well. I think it's pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming. You know, I guess just dropping a nugget or two for the audience. This podcast is teaching them how to start one and sustain one. You literally just did it yourself, you know, a couple of months ago. What's one thing that you would give them, or, you know, a brief little tips, advice, whatever you would give them if they're wanting to launch one now?
The biggest thing I can say,
and don't fuss at these people. I'm joking.
I don't know, they might get
what
fussed
y'all
at.
need to do is,
so what we not gonna do. See, we ain't doing this today, bro. We not doing it today. But I think the biggest thing is you have to trust yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, how do you expect other people to trust you? Even if you feel like you can't do the podcast or you can't do the setup, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because even with, you know, me being here and doing everything that I'm doing, it's like you don't know what you can do until you do it. You don't know what you need until you need it. You know, because if you only go with a podcast of just audio, we mentioned time and time again, that's all it really needs to be.
Right.
If you want to put a face to it, use your phone. You know, if you want to be a vlogger, use your phone. Use what you have. And don't get so hung up on equipment. Start with what you got.
Because, last year, them DSLRs we was using, that quality is nowhere near the quality that we're doing today. But you got to start somewhere.
You got to start. And that's the biggest thing. You have to start. And I'll say this from a personal standpoint. I feel like I could be in a completely different place in my life if I didn't sit around and wait for other people to help me carry out my dream. So keep that in mind. nobody is going to be able to fulfill your dream the way that you see it. I can't do what Shamar is visioning unless he can translate it very well. But knowing when it comes to a lot of things, we have a similar mindset. Not trying to be funny or discredit anybody, but I might be one of the only people that can get close to mimicking what you're trying to do with both brands, right?
Right.
But don't let other people tell you what you can't do, tell you what you shouldn't do. The whole can't, ain't, and won't. Don't let other people do that. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If everybody is saying that
might not be it. Yeah,
that might not be what you need to do. Because I've seen people say, oh, I'm a photographer, and you taking pictures on your iPhone 4 and your Samsung Galaxy Epic Touch. Like, bro, that was 10 years ago.
Right.
10 years plus. But I'm going to digress because I'm going to go left. I'm going to digress. At the end of the day, nobody's going to be able to fulfill your dream like you can. So just get started.
Just hit record.
That's it. Just hit record.
And then what is it? Take a break and celebrate.
And then take a break to celebrate. You got to take that break. Because if you don't, you're going to have all kinds of headaches and migraines. It's going to be bad for you.
I think that was pretty good, And I think that's all we got. So I'm going to let you go ahead and close us out.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm Tay, studio manager here at Charlotte Podcast Studio. And you can reach us at charlottepodcast.studio is our website. If you're trying to book a session or you're wanting to book a tour, it's charlottepodcast.studio/book now. You can email us at
And that's a free tour. I'm sorry. That's a free studio tour, by the way, people.
Yeah. Free studio tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, side note, people that come in for a tour, they act like they don't want to leave. So that should tell you something.
Right.
This tour is only supposed to be 15 minutes, not an hour and 15 minutes, and you still here. I have no problem talking to you, but bro, I'm trying to go too. It's lunchtime, like right now. So but info at charlottepodcast.studio. You can catch me on, hold on, before I get to me, YouTube is Charlotte Podcast Studio. We're on TikTok and Instagram, charlottepodcast.studio. I'm going to see if I can change the YouTube name to charlottepodcast.studio.
Okay. Wrap this thing up.
I'm wrapping it. So, y'all want to reach out to us, y'all need us, that's what we are.
And I'm Shamar, Tay's trusty sidekick. Oh, my God. Listen.
Every episode is going to happen.
Every episode. And this is supposed to be a casual one. Ooh. Anyway. So you can find me on Allen Lux Studios, and that's across all platforms, right? It's ALANLUX, and Studios has the S at the end, all right? And we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, and I'm at Tay with the edits. I had to say with, so did you understand? TAEWITHEDITS? No, that was wrong because I left out the. Tay with the look, it's down right here. I was about to say it's down. It's right here. Just look.
Bye, y'all.
We out. Peace. Deuces. Episode over. We appreciate y'all. Signing off.